Okay, so today I want to talk about something that I have been just thinking about lately, and that is basically how people enter the depression, and basically, of course, how to get out of it. All right, so the very first important step is that a lot of people, a majority of people nowadays are depressed, and this is due to many factors. So either they lack social connections or they just aren't in the position in life where they want to be, right? There are many reasons, okay? Mass depression started after COVID came out. If you can remember all those TikToks, basically there was a lot of posts getting posted on social media, right? Like Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that. And it makes me like wonder just how many people like stayed inside doing nothing. Because people before that were going out. Okay, this is like primal human like need. Okay, to go out in nature, sun and stuff like this, walk. And I just think about it, how many people were convinced by the media to just like stay inside because there is like this virus spreading. It was probably like a lot. And now picture this as like this human need of getting out and like socializing with people just getting sucked away from you, like taken from you by this disease, right? And the main problem here was that people like weren't actually doing anything, or they were just like stuck, like stick to their phone screen and just like spending hours and hours a day on the media, like I did. I remember one day I had like 10 hours on TikTok or something like this. And this has become like a major problem for today's society because people got used like to this lifestyle of not going out, not doing a lot. And then you have people today that they just don't know what to do with themselves, which results right into depression. So in order to cure depression, we have to go back in times where we worked on something, like we were actually doing physically something. And since you cannot rewind the time back, you can actually still do loads of things to like get you out of this depression. Like for example, me, okay, I wasn't really like depressed or something, but how I found my way into this situation to prevent myself from going into like direction of being depressed is just I just found some like end goals that I want to achieve in my life and just like started working on them. Just and I think this would like solve majority of depression, right? Just like finding what you want to achieve and then just like working on achieving it. Of course, it's going to take time, but if you just enjoy the process and just like embrace the work of what you are actually doing, I think you have very low chance like of getting depressed because you're actually focused, like you're distracted from depression to something that you're actually doing, right? And then we have the problem here, which is that people today are too lazy to work or anything or just like think about something that they would want to like achieve later on in life, so they have something to work on. And the factors that led to this mentality, in my opinion, is definitely processed food and the stuff that we are consuming in everyday life. So you have like oils, you have sugar, but like not just any oil or sugar, like just basically processed ones that are like made to, I don't know, reduce your testosterone, boost your estrogen, stuff like that. And now people are kind of waking up and they're trying to like find themselves in this world. And this is why you have loads of this LGBT communities, right? Because people did not know what to do with themselves. In my opinion, this is like some sort of mental illness, but like I'm not hating on anyone about this, right? But I think we can like justify that this is the consequence of people not knowing what to do with themselves, right? But then you have people that do not go to those oceans, right? They actually try to. They don't want to be lazy anymore, and they try to actually achieve something I don't know, something brightful, or I don't know how to pronounce this. They're trying to achieve something better in life that actually requires a lot of work. And then you have this self-improvement community that came out after COVID, right? And the problem of those self-improvement communities right now, I mean, if you look to the on the majority, like, self-improvement is good, but to some extent, because the posts that I see and the reels today on like social media break this down like on two detailed segments. Basically, that they already start to tell you like what how you need to live, and like if you do this one mistake, if you repeat this one mistake in your daily life, that you are not going to, I don't know, achieve this or that. The problem is that each specific group of people today is targeted in the way that the person who is trying to sell them something is pinpointing their weak spot. For example, you have, let's say, a group of people that have like hairstyle problems, like receding hairlines, hair loss, or stuff like that. They're going to take this problem and then say something like that this is the consequence of doing something that this group of people does like on day-to-day basis throughout their whole life, which is probably kind of shocking, because if you do something your whole life and then you're suddenly convinced by someone that this is causing the thing that you want to get rid of in order to like fulfill your life goals or improve your way into life, like, this is just going to cause more chaos than any help. And this is the way people used this boredom, and people who try to escape it by just fulfilling their dreams. They tried to, they made the system where they sell you a lie. Like, if you do this or that, then you're going to achieve what you desire. Okay? And if you just make one mistake, or you just miss out one day, you're suddenly again at the beginning, which is totally not true. Like, best advice on the internet is actually no advice. I know this sounds kind of weird, but taking too many advices from like different social media accounts, I think it is just like informational overload, right? Because you're just consuming information after information. And if you already have a system in your head, and you already have like a plan, a road ahead of you, and then you just like step on the video on like Instagram that tells you this will not work out, it has like a chance of ruining your plan that you made. And because it affects how you view, or it changes your perspective in a bad way, because you find something relatable on the social media post to something you're doing in life, and then somebody tells you, if you do not do this, which you're of course doing, then you're like going to fail. And it's again, we're again at this stage of like just finding yourself and thinking like you are not like enough, or you are like you're just not doing something right. And this also leads then again to depression, right? Or maybe not depression at first, like confusion. And then if the confusion is like too intense, it can possibly lead to depression. So my best advice is that you just like learn by just doing, like just do something. If you're just doing something, it's definitely better than anything, even if it's not like, let's say, about money or online businesses, that which is very popular. Like, even if you just go outside, I don't know, collecting leaves or rocks, just doing anything than listening to social media, like, you have a better chance of enjoying the rest of this life amid all those crises and wars and propaganda, stuff like this. Like, just don't take too much, don't consume too much information. If you're building a brand, a business or something, or if you're just trying to learn stock markets or crypto markets and trading, like I do, I think the best education here is just like doing it and finding solutions on the way. Because, okay, somebody can give you some sort of directions, right? They can say like, okay, this is not, for example, a good source of information, but you still have to test if this is true for you or not, because what works for them what works for them might not work for you, right? It's pretty obvious, because people are different. We view the world differently. We have different perspectives. And of course, if somebody gonna tell you their perspective and convince you to implement it into your system, it's not gonna work. And again, it's just gonna lead to confusion. And this is the cycle that we live in. So this, I hope that I can end the video right here, just by telling you that you do not need any advice if you're on the path of wanting to build something big. Of course, educate yourself on that, and after that, like, just start building, start connecting, and just do anything. But like, don't consume too much information, because this is going to make you confused as fuck. I remember my first days when I started trading. This is like almost 3 years ago or 3 years ago. I can't remember. And I was just like consuming loads and loads of like videos. Okay, and the fact that all the videos were just like same, 5 minute retracement gold strategy, 2K per day and stuff like this, retire bloodline. Uh, they were all the same, and the concepts that they were talking and bragging about in those videos were basically all like the same shit, right? But then I found out about something else in trading that just like happens to work for me, uh, which did not, of course, come from YouTube and all those popular social media platforms, but I just like found it out through the process. Okay, I was just like doing, and then one day like, it like, I don't know, I just stepped upon it, right? And this is what I'm continuing with on my trading journey. And I hope this video was helpful. So please leave a like and consider subscribing.